Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Daisy. Thank you so much to my subscribers that have stayed. I have had a very crazy period since last year up to now, and this is one thing that I realized. You know the cliche saying that usually says that tough people last, tough times don't last, or is the other way around. It's very true. And so I've just had this season of ups and downs, and then I was not posting, but I think my friends, I have a couple of friends that were really concerned and were like, why did you stop posting and everything? And those are the small gestures that make us not give up. And you just realize, even if it gets to that one person that this message was really meant for, it is to me an honor and a privilege. And thank you so much. If you happen to pass by, I am Daisy Simidi. I love creating content. I love creating content. I love creating content. And today we are going to talk about trust. This is a very big thing to me, and this topic came to me because of the words that my mom told me. I was going through a certain time. I was going through at a certain season, and there's this acquaintance of mine that really needed this favor that I didn't think I would be able to do it because of the place that I was in life, and I just didn't know how to tell her no. And this is not the first time I'm experiencing a certain situation like this, a certain situation almost the same as what I was experiencing. And I remember calling my mom, and my mom told me, Daisy, after giving me wisdom and advice, she told me, Daisy, sometimes the problem is that you trust people too much and too fast. And I was like, no, in fact, she said, Daisy, sometimes the problem is you trust people too fast. I was like, no. And then my mom started giving me scenarios of things that happen, almost the same as this situation that I was facing, the decision that I made and the repercussions that came with it. And this got me to thinking, am I a person that trusts people too fast? Before, I never knew I was this kind of person, but sometimes people will show you parts of yourself that you even don't know, and just being receptive and working on those parts and choosing to see things for the way they are is something that is so great. And getting someone that can tell you the truth in love, that is a blessing that is underrated. So I remember going to sit back and just looking at my relationships, the decisions that I've made, my friendships, and how certain decisions that I made regarding to trust made me make decisions. And let me tell you, oh boy, it was just like a wake-up call on me, and it's just like my eyes had suddenly opened. And let us talk about this thing called trust. This thing I realized when it comes to businesses, and I wish some of us applied the same mentality when it came to everyday life situations. Because when it came to businesses, before someone gets into a business with somebody, company, partnership, there are those what can I call them? There are those procedures that you have to follow. There are papers that you need to sign. And someone is like, they're not going to leave any stone unturned. When someone wants to purchase land, they'll call a lawyer, they'll call a surveyor, they'll ask around, just to make sure whatever I'm getting out of this will be something that will be beneficial for me in the long run. But now when it comes to our personal relationships, I guess that is where we draw the line. We don't put so much urgency, and we just choose to trust people. I don't know how. I guess because of our kind hearts and something like that. But it got me to thinking, what if people proved themselves before we accept them? What if people proved themselves. There's this thing that usually amazes me when it comes to a marriage and romantic relationships. People say that, don't trust your husbands, don't touch your partner's phone. And I'm like, this is a person that literally they've seen the worst parts of you. This is a person that maybe even have children together, and now a phone is where you draw the line. How do people how do people live? And guys, it has just come to this point whereby we trust so blindly, we make very bad decisions, and we just leave certain questions unanswered. And if those questions were answered, then we will make better decisions about our lives. Come on, it's the truth. So one of the things that I learned before I trust somebody, number one, I ask as many questions as possible. Okay, this is what you want. How are we going to live with this? In case of this and this and this, what are you bringing to the table? Because literally, I tend to believe that everything is transactional. Come on, everything is transactional. There is no way, even if people say, just do something, don't expect something back in return. But literally, we do things and expect things back in return. Come on. And it's just like, I did this for them. Okay, it's okay, like I never expected something, but again, I didn't expect them to behave in a certain way that they behaved, and expect them, because when I made this decision and when I did this, I expected that this is what they'll do back in return. It's okay if they didn't do, but at least that is what I expected. And when it comes to personal relationships, we leave so many stones unturned, so many questions unanswered. Might it be a case of people pleasing? It's not that you trust the person, but you're just like, oh my God, like they came to me and I cannot say no. So I have to accept whatever it is they're telling me, even if I'm uncomfortable with it. A process of, you just don't like confrontation. That is me, like I'm speaking to myself. I don't like confrontation. I will avoid confrontation at all costs, and I'm not even kidding you. Anything that requires confrontation, I will avoid it. But do I have to, face the demons? Do I have to face it? And I'm like, okay, this and this is what you want from me, and this is the favor that you want. How are we going to live with this? Everything is serious. Even marriage, you have to like sign papers, and when you just can't leave somebody. Come on. And how many relationships have broken because I just don't trust them anymore? They are fishy. I don't think, there's just something about them. There's just something about them that I don't trust. Have you ever gotten to that point whereby there's just something about somebody that you don't trust, and you ignore the feeling? Trust is something big. We don't talk about it enough. When a bank wants to give you a loan, they will look at your credibility. You won't go and tell them that I banked with you for 10 years. You ought to give me a loan. No, they will look, do you have any other loans? What is your history? Umelistiwa na CRB. What is your credibility? Can you pay your debts? In case you don't pay, who are your guarantors? What is your security? It's like an exchange. And this is so encouraging to me, because it's just encouraging me to face my fears and to face things head on. Not to just trust what people say. People can go against their words, come on, but their actions will surely tell. Not the other way around. We are not doing this the other way around. When it comes to marriage, no, I just want to move in with you, and then after we have like 4 babies is when you go to see my parents. Nah. Do I trust you? I do. Do I love you? I do. But no, some things need to be documented. Some things need to be thought through. Some deals need signatures. And I'll be talking all this, but there's this one thing that I'll just leave, and this is the last thing that I'm saying. Pray. And I thank God because I have a relationship with him. And you will never know who to trust and who not to trust. People are nyokes. People don't show their true colors. When you're a prayerful person, before going to that partnership, before taking that loan, before marrying that person, if you pray to God, really, oh God, there is noise. If you pray to God, it doesn't matter how much you trust that person. One thing about God is like he knows the end from the beginning. If you pray about it, God will give you a reason not to trust that person. God will give you not a reason. God will give you a reason not to sign up for that scholarship or that company or go to that country. Follow your intuition. Don't want something so badly that you'll do anything to get it. You'll get disappointed. You can want it, but not desperately want it that bad. You will compromise and you might make the wrong decisions. I believe that trust is like love. You choose who to trust the same way you choose who to love. This is my motto. I give you my trust. Whatever you choose to do with it, it's up to you. But if you break my trust, whatever I choose to do, whatever action I choose to take after you breaking my trust is up to me. And trust is not something that you can just regain it like that. Once it's broken, oh boy, it's a task. For us who ever loved people and those who broke us and we really trusted them, even if they came back and they're like, I'm going to prove to you that, I don't know, I still love you or you can still trust me. You will never trust them the way you trusted them. And trust is something big. Gosh. Guys. Sorry. Trust is something big. Let people prove themselves to you before you trust them. Thank you so much for listening and have an amazing week. I don't know when this will be uploaded and edited. Oh God, help me. So, peace guys. Bye.